Apple's growing like a weed, and it's clear that we need to build a new campus.
Is Apple really growing with Tim Cook after the death of Steve Jobs? Apple, a name synonymous with innovation, design, and technology. Founded by the legendary Steve Jobs, the company transformed the way we communicate, work, and entertain ourselves. But after Jobs' passing in 2011, a new chapter began under the leadership of Tim Cook. The question on everyone's mind: has Apple continued to grow, or has it lost its way? The legacy of Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was a visionary who brought the world the iPod, iPhone, and iPad, revolutionary products that reshaped entire industries. Known for his perfectionism and relentless pursuit of innovation, Jobs was not just a CEO, but the soul of Apple. Jobs' untimely death in 2011 left a void, and many wondered if Apple could maintain its innovative edge without him. Enter Tim Cook, the man chosen to steer Apple into the future. Tim Cook takes the helm. Tim Cook, a master of operations, had already been instrumental in building Apple's global supply chain. But taking over as CEO was a different challenge altogether. The world watched closely, questioning whether Cook could live up to Jobs' legacy. Under Cook's leadership, Apple continued to innovate, but in ways that were distinctly different from Jobs' approach. The focus shifted from disruptive new products to refining and expanding existing ones. But was this a sign of stagnation or smart business strategy? The numbers don't lie. Let's talk about growth. Since Cook took over, Apple's financial performance has been nothing short of remarkable. Apple became the first company to reach a market capitalization of $1 trillion in 2018 and then $2 trillion just 2 years later. In fact, if you had invested $10,000 when Cook took over, you would now have $163,000. Cook also expanded Apple's product lineup, introducing the Apple Watch, AirPods, and various services like Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, and the App Store, each generating billions in revenue. But the question remains, is this growth driven by true innovation or by building on the foundation laid by Jobs? Innovation versus iteration. Critics argue that Apple under Cook has focused more on iteration than innovation. The iPhones, iPads, and MacBooks have seen steady improvements, but nothing as groundbreaking as the original iPhone or iPad. Has Apple become complacent, or is it simply maturing as a company? On the other hand, some argue that Cook's approach is exactly what Apple needed. By focusing on refining products, expanding the ecosystem, and increasing services revenue, Cook has ensured Apple's continued dominance in an increasingly competitive market. The future of Apple. So, what does the future hold for Apple under Tim Cook? The company continues to explore new frontiers, including augmented reality, electric vehicles, and health tech. The Apple of today might look different from the Apple of Steve Jobs, but it's still pushing boundaries in its own way. Ultimately, the growth of Apple under Tim Cook can't be denied. The company is wealthier, more influential, and more diversified than ever before. While the spirit of Steve Jobs' innovation lives on, Cook has forged his own path, ensuring Apple's place in the future of technology. The story of Apple is still being written, and as long as the company continues to innovate, whether through bold new ideas or refining existing ones, it will remain a tech giant to be reckoned with.